This is Rainey Saunders with Freedom Idaho. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about some important items as we head into the 2018 legislative session. Parental rights are being challenged in every nation and in many areas around the world. When it comes to freedom that we are given as parents, these are non-negotiable. How do we know this? Well, the Declaration of Independence tells us that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So what does this mean? It means that we possess these rights independent of and exclusively without interference from government or corporations, period. So there's a series that some of you may be familiar with, which is known as Longmire, available on Netflix. In an episode I recently viewed, there's a dramatization of an all too familiar scenario with which many of us are familiar, and that is the challenging of parental rights. The particular episode very well demonstrates, in my opinion, how the medical system has imposed itself, in this case, into the lives of Native Americans in choosing how to treat their child's medical condition, which is scarlet fever. A family who has decided to treat their son with herbs and natural remedies that is the target of scrutiny by one of the child's teachers and subsequently involvement of the state. When an attorney goes to plead the case for the child in front of the tribal council, the elders ask, "How do you know the child will die without Western care?" The attorney replies that she doesn't, just like the tribal members are not assured that the child will survive if not given Western medical care. She says, "It's not up for us to decide." The responding councilman says, "But you are making up your own mind using judgment and a decision from the Western medical system. And that judgment is being imposed upon the beliefs and the will of this family, making a prognosis about the child's future based on the rules and potentially taking him from his home." So we can say that the Western medical system is its own belief system, in effect, because there exists an abundance of opposing documentation in science showing inherent flaws and risks of this system, that conventional proponents of the system continue in their failure to acknowledge, upholding only science and references which support their own practices and beliefs. I'd like for you to keep this in mind when conversations come up regarding parents having the right to make choices about their child's well-being versus the involvement of the state or corporations. And I want to point out that our corporations definitely do have tremendous influence on our government legislation and policies. Please read my article that's included in this entry on Freedom Idaho, and I hope to see you at the print meeting Tuesday, January 23rd at 3 p.m. in downtown Boise. And that's in the Capitol Building in downtown Boise in room WW54 in the lower garden level. The reason that you'll want to be there is because of two state statutes, one for schools and one for daycares, regarding vaccine exemptions in Idaho. The statutes require a signed statement from a parent or guardian when invoking religious or philosophical exemption. The State Health Department, when writing the associated administrative rule, decided to add that the parent statement must be on a form provided by the department. They then created an intrusive, incriminating form requesting confidential medical information. The SB 105 bill Freedom Idaho created adds a sentence to each of the statutes clarifying that the parent statement is not required to be made on any particular form by anyone, and that a simple letter from a parent is sufficient. So when heading into this session, please keep these things in mind. Please call or write or email your legislators and let them know that we want SB 1050 pushed forward and we would like to add it to the legislative language. Thanks for your time, and I hope to see you at the print meeting on Tuesday, January 23rd at 3 p.m. in downtown Boise.